Well, folks, it has been raining here every day, 4 or 5 days in a row, flooding the whole area. Finally, we just had a little break in the rain. It's been raining all night. It's been raining all day today. And we have some water leaks in the ambulance. Not from the new plates I put on, but from around the doors. So let's take a look. Here's the back of my doors. And right up top here, we seem to be getting water leaking in. Water just drips down, comes in the top of the door there somehow or other, and makes its way in. And you can see right there, all this water dripping. This is coming in from underneath this panel, but the water seems to be coming from up in here. And then we have water dripping down here as well, coming from up there. I have these pieces of tape put on there. One day I was inside and that was some areas where I could see water dripping in when I was sitting in there when it was raining. Also up in that corner, I don't know if you could see that, there was a hole up in there and I patched that hole up. But man, you can see, look at the water droplets. They come in under the ridge of the door. And I have this rubber here, but it doesn't seem to be stopping it. Wow, that's a lot of water right there. I wonder if this is coming in somewhere else even. No, it seems like it's all just dripping down. I think there's a seam area right here where water is leaking somewhere in this door, or this back window right here and coming in. Now the other day, we got a lot of junk in here. We're using the truck right now for our business. But the other day, this isn't so bad right now. Yesterday we came out here after 2 days of solid raining and the whole floor was soaked in here. Now here's my side door. This window here leaks water as well. I've got to figure this out. Even though this seam up here looks perfect, water is coming in somewhere up here, or maybe it's coming in here in these cracks. I'm not quite sure. Let's take a look. Open this door. Not so bad right now. But you can see there's water right up in here, and this is all soaked in here. Water seems to be dropping in somewhere up here. And coming down, soaking this whole area. And the other day when it was super bad raining, we had a gigantic puddle of water here, and all the water was running down the door. And I had water down here in my little grid area here of the floor, and even water splattered on the floor in here, because water somewhere was also leaking at the top of the door, coming in and splattering onto here, on the handlebar here, and splattering into here. Now here's one of the metal coverings that I put on the outside. You can see all the glue in here. These are working great. No water leak there. No water leak there. Everything's good. But on this one side, I left one light in the center, and I took all the lights and I picked the one that had the best rubber sealant still in good shape and put that one back in here. And I am getting water leaks over here. I'm not 100% sure if it's the light or where it's coming from. We tend to get water that leaks in this seam. This is the seam of where the box, the roof, is seamed onto the box. Water makes its way into here, and I have sealed the outside of this 4 times now, and we still get some water in there. And then sometimes I'm still getting water that will come in this seam on this side. What this is we've got these, let me step back a little bit. These are the built-in cabinets right here. One of the things I'm going to be working on next is I'm going to try to take this apart and figure out where the wires are coming from, because this had the wired in panel up front where I had to flip the switches up front to provide power to this back panel. And I want to get this back panel working so I could get this air conditioner control unit working, because we did have our air conditioner fixed in the front, and this AC in the back does work. Except I have no power coming to my AC panel here, back here, to be able to turn it on. When I had the panel still in the front, I could flip the switches up there, it would turn power back on here, and this fan would turn on back here. Except when I had that going, the air wasn't fixed yet. So now that the air's fixed, I'd like to get the air conditioning working back here. And then work on trying to change out some of these switches to other things here eventually. At one point, we had water leaks coming in all across here. This is the front of our cab right here. And these little tabs up here, water was leaking into this top area and dripping from these tabs right down onto the seats. I sealed the front top light multiple times. At first I thought maybe water was leaking in this seam, but it turns out that's not leaking in, which is good. All this is messed up. We're going to pull this out and have to replace that. All these tabs were just leaking waters coming in on both seats. And the whole floor would get wet because of that. I actually thought I had a second leak coming from maybe the windshield or something. As you see, we have all this rust here on the floor. This is on the passenger side. We're going to have to fix this. But I'm glad to see that it was not leaking from the windshield. And then we also had the headliner would constantly get wet in here because there was holes in the roof. Let me see if I can show you that. I don't know if you can see this or not. There was a hole here and a hole here, and I patched them up. They had something mounted up there, and somebody removed it and just left the holes. So it was leaking in onto the headliner. And this plate up here, this is what I replaced. This had a light here, and this light is what was constantly leaking into the inside of the box area, and then it was dripping the water into those little plastic tabs dropping down onto the seats. So I put the new metal plate on, and now we have no more water leaks there. I was worried that maybe it was one of these lights here, but it's not, so that worked out good to stop the water leaking from there. Here's what my neighborhood looks like. This is an open field area that is generally just grass. People walk through here. This is how much water we've been getting in the last couple of days. It's completely flooded this area. We've had bad thunderstorms, massive rain. This looks like a canal, but this is just a grassy waterway normally. We live in a mobile home community not too far from the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We're about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes from the beach where we live here. We originally bought the property, it was a lot, so we owned the lot, and then we put a brand new mobile home on it. And this is one of the last places in the whole area that you can put a mobile home, because they've rezoned everything in the area so you can't put mobile homes anywhere. So this was a mobile home community, so we were able to put a brand new home here. So it's one of the most affordable ways that we could move down here and be closer to the beach, because we work on the beach. And we're using our ambulance here in the background for our work truck, as we also spend time slowly converting it so we can take some trips, go have some fun, and go camping. Now I wanted to point out something. For this video, I'm using this new wireless mic system. This is a Lark 150 wireless mic system. It has 2 senders, 1 receiver, and then I have the receiver mounted on top of the camera here. This is a little DJI action camera that I'm using right now, so it's easy to hold out front and do the spin around. Nice little camera, didn't cost very much. And then I added an adapter onto here so I could put in the microphone into this wireless system. What I really like about this Lark system is it has a headphone jack on it. My DJI action camera does not have a headphone output, so there's no way to monitor it. So sometimes when I can video now, I can just put a headphone jack into the output device, the receiver, and be able to monitor my sound. Also, I shoot a lot with a Nikon Z50 camera. It also does not have a headphone jack, so by using the transmitter, the receiver here from the Lark 150, I can plug in my headphones right into that. That's one of the reasons I went with this instead of buying, like say, the Rode Go 2 system. That was going to be one of my other options that I was looking at. Also today I'm shooting in 4K for the first time using this camera, so I'll be interested to see how that looks.